Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and I want to tell you about this riot that took place at the South Carolina maximum security prison. I'm live on Periscope right now as I make this video. So, and I didn't see anything about this, so they kept it fairly hush-hush. You would have thought this would have been all over the news. And I was up late last night, till pretty late, like 2 in the morning. I didn't see a single thing about it until this morning. 7 inmates killed. 17 injured. I mean, there's not a whole lot of footage. There's only a few photographs of, ambulances, and they had 9 or 10 of them on scene. They had to transport the 17 injured inmates out of the facility, to a hospital, and 7 were killed. No law enforcement or correctional officers were killed. Started at 7 p.m. and lasted till 3 in the morning. So 8 hours long. It was multiple fights in 3 different buildings. I'll show pictures in a second of the facility, like a Google satellite image of it. And, so it was massive, It had to be. With 17 injured, 7 inmates killed, 3 different buildings, multiple fights. It had to be, in close to approaching 100 of people fighting. I'm sure this is probably gang-related and stuff like that, but it's just pretty outrageous, And I'm not seeing a whole lot about it on the news this morning other than online. And this is, it's in Lee County Correctional Institution. And in Bishopville in South Carolina, it's about an hour north of Columbia, South Carolina. And they've had multiple incidents like that, in the past, but nothing of this magnitude. I'm sure they'll be massively investigated and so forth. Here's that's a picture of just looks like a giant paddy wagon that they're getting ready to storm in. It's pretty amazing that no law enforcement were hurt. And here's a picture of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ambulances getting prepared to, I guess, transport many of the injured. This is kind of tricky because I got this guy's taking off on me. So, it's pretty crazy. There's the facility right there in Google Satellite. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have got this guy out. This is Daisy, by the way. It's our pet hamster. And so it was in 3 different buildings on that facility there, And it's a pretty big maximum security. Some of the most, it's 15 or 1,600 different inmates are housed there. All right. So, it's just pretty crazy for sure. It's obviously been secured now. Says the incident at Lee County Correctional Institution. It resulted in 7 inmates requiring outside medical attention. 7 inmates were killed. It's totally insane. Here is some video from the facility, but it's obviously it's just people pulling up. Sorry. This hamster's killing me. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, that's terrible. Can't see that very good. Sorry about that, man. So, just quickly, a little history of the South Carolina Department of Corrections. Lee Correctional Institution was secured at 2:55 a.m. following an incident which started at 7:15 p.m. It had to be coordinated if it was in, amongst 3 different buildings. And the maximum security facility houses 1,600 inmates in Bishopville, about 55 miles from Columbia, South Carolina, the capital of South Carolina. Longest in houses the most violent and longest serving offenders. In recent years, there have been several large insurrections. One in which an inmate overpowered a guard and used his keys to free others from his cell. There was one just a month ago, but it was relatively minor. where they had taken over a dorm, but it pretty much ended without incident. It says the inmates in a maximum security South Carolina prison briefly, and this was in March of just a month ago, 2018, briefly held an officer hostage as they took control of part of the dorm Friday night. Inmates overpowered an officer and took control of one side of a dormitory, holding the officer for about an hour and 25 minutes. Once the dorm and prison were secured by law enforcement, the officer was seen by medical staff and released to go home. So nothing happened of that, but that was just a month ago. So, but 7 inmates killed, 17 injured in, basically a multi-fight riot at Lee Correctional Institute in Bishopville, South Carolina. And that's the story there. All right, thanks for watching my videos. Please follow me on Periscope. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.